everybody, how you doing? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dave. I'm 58, semi-retired, single, and no kids. I live just outside of Ames, Iowa, home of Iowa State University. I decided to join Doordash to help supplement my income. I hope this series of videos will highlight what it's like to be a Doordasher in a town that is not a major metropolitan center. Alright, let's get to it. Monday, September 13th. Brand new week. Wow, what a clusterfuck of a weekend. First of all, Iowa beat Iowa State University in the big interstate game. Congratulations, Iowa. I'm a Cyclone fan, Iowa State University. We just didn't show up. All the hype, the golden boy quarterback, just didn't work out. We got our asses handed to us. Oh well, onward and upward to the next week. As you all know, I have a Des Moines Register Sunday motor carrier rural route. That was the clusterfuck for the weekend. Usually I go to bed and take a nap around 9 o'clock on Saturday night. Papers usually show up around midnight, and they go to a staging area here in town, and they were 2 hours late. So anyway, it is what it is. So I get my route done. It's about 2.5, 3 hours, and just pulling back into town, and I get a call from Rick where the garage is located at, the staging area, and the gal that does Nevada didn't show up. Oh my God. She's had some issues. In fact, we had to back her up and run as substitutes on her route just 2 weeks ago, I think it was. So he was trying to get a hold of her, couldn't get a hold of her, yada, yada, yada. And after a while, then she finally got back to him. She was down in Des Moines. We think she was partying and playing, and said her truck wouldn't start, so we had to back her up. So we went and split up her route, which is the whole town, which is actually 3 routes. She's been doing this for like 12 years, but been fucking up left and right lately. In fact, when I first took this job, my supervisor, Russ, told me, get your foot in the door. More might be coming your way, because he's already had some issues with her. So we divvy up her route between me and a couple other guys, and we get that done. And then about an hour later, he calls me and he says, hey, the Ames Tribune route that she also does, they didn't have a substitute for that, so we had to do it. So the papers are actually printed in Des Moines with the Des Moines Register, and so the guy that is the substitute supervisor, because my supervisor is currently in Canada for 2 weeks fishing. I'm glad for him. And anyway, so we had to wait about an hour and a half for that guy to run to Des Moines, find the list, print it off, bring it back to us. Then we delivered the Tribune route. I got done around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd been up for about 24 hours, had about 3 hours of catnap. Went to McDonald's, got a Big Mac, hadn't had a Big Mac in literally 20 years. Scarfed that down, went to bed. I was just going to sleep for a couple hours, get up. You know what, said fuck it. Went down for a total of 10 hours. Got up at midnight. Did some iRacing and yada, 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 and now here we are. So anyway, back to what my supervisor had said, that, take this little rural route that you have and maybe more will be coming your way. And he was, thinking that this gal's just not going to make it much longer. Well, if this door dashing thing had not come up, I was all on board with that. Now I'm not so sure. If I can make this DoorDash thing work, and I've got to get my nose to the grindstone. I mean, we've already seen the numbers on certain days that they'll work, but will it work every week? But here's the thing, getting up in the middle of the night to deliver them papers 7 days a week, if more comes my way, I don't think I'll take it. And if the DoorDash thing works out, I'll probably even drop the Sunday-only route that I'm currently doing. But if this DoorDash thing works, I can work my own schedule, work when I want. And you know what? It may turn out that 4 10-hour days or a 12-hour day and a couple 10-hour days, and then I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday fucking off. Hell yeah. So, right now, as we've seen, the numbers are showing promise, so we just need to keep that going. About 6:36 as we roll past the ethanol plant coming up here on our right, and we'll get to Ames about 6:45, dash now, and see what happens. Yeah, that comment about rolling past the ethanol plant would have had more relevance if I'd actually had the dash camera on. All right, just penetrated the boundary. That's what we like to see. Very busy. Dash now. Okay, only let me go to 10:30 a.m. at the max. We will take that. Oh my gosh, this is the first time this has ever happened. And we'll pull over here in just a second. All right, tried it again just till 8:30, and it gave it to me. There's our first order within seconds. $5 for 6 miles. Oh, it's you can see on the map there, it's West Ames. I'm gonna decline. It's all the way on West Ames. There's another one, 7 miles, $4. That's up to Gilbert. Decline. There we go. Well, that's West Ames again. But you know what? $7. Look at that. It's right next door. We'll take it.
Continue on East Lincoln Way for 3/4 of a mile.
All right, let me show you something here. I had seen this in the settings, the general settings, where you pick how you want to run the map. Floating widget. I enabled that. I found out about that. You only see this when you're actually dashing. So if you try it at home when you're not dashing, much like I did, it doesn't work. Okay, so we want to see what's going on here. So close out the app. There it is in the upper right-hand corner. That icon, that's the floating widget. We're going to touch that. This will bring up where you're going and where you're delivering to. Of course, I have that blurred out. But before I had mentioned that you don't know the final delivery address until you actually do the pickup. And I mean, you can see on the little map the general area and zoom in if you want. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And then delivery info. Okay, there's the items. You can see what the guy's getting. And then open in app on the upper left-hand corner brings you right back to the page where you were. All right, that's pretty cool. So to clarify, you get an offer, close the app, touch the floating widget, that will show you the end destination where the customer is at. You know, you have anywhere from 30 to 50 seconds usually I've seen to accept or decline the offer, and then you can, like I said, you can touch that floating widget, see the actual destination of the customer, and then possibly use that to determine whether or not you want to accept the order. 8:30 at Wendy's for the second time in the last 10 minutes. Had an order, I picked it up, I delivered it, but I also had a double. It was a double, and so I picked up the order, delivered the one, then went to Taco Bell, got the other one, then I got another one that says come back to Wendy's, so this is a triple order. I had one of those the other day. Those I'm not going to do again, where you get triple orders to pick up and deliver. It just took way too long. But this one here was kind of staged. Pick up an order, deliver it, pick up 2 orders, deliver them. All right, it's about 8:50, so I just got that triple order done, and that was the end of my dash to 8:30. And you can see I made $40.50, and I had 30 miles. So the last half hour just blew the buck per mile out of the water, which is great to hear. Done. Dash now. Dashed. Select until 9:30. Dash until 9:30. Gave it to me. Okay, so we'll see what happens after that. Well, the other day, I bought myself a coffee carafe, so I don't have to buy convenience store coffee. See if we can do this without spilling. It's kind of, there we go. You really got to get the ass end up for it to pour. And you want to tip it. Well, it's still open, otherwise it'll trap it. All right, and let's do this without spilling. And I already sugared it, but I want to add just a little bit more, something good to it. So, we'll put some Starbucks into it. Frappuccino. There we go. Well, I had my first spillage in the tote here. It was when I was at Wendy's, and their lobby's not open until 11. So I had to go through the drive-thru. One order had 2 drinks. I don't know if you can see how wet that is. It was a super large Dr. Pepper. that when I put it in the carrier, this is the standalone carrier that I use in the tote, and then I have another one in there, of course. The cup was so big, when I set it in here, when it hit the edge, popped the lid. And I mean, probably about an ounce or better came out. They filled them fuckers right to the top. Anyway, it did leak through this deal, but it was pooled in the tote, so it didn't get all over the seat. And I was able to mop it up pretty quick with paper towels, and I just wiped it out with water paper towels, and it came out pretty good. Well, since I dashed now, haven't had anything come up. It is 9 o'clock, and I'm going till 9:30. I'm sitting here at the Hy-Vee. Ooh, we just might have got something. Yep, Perkins, okay. All right, 9:15, just leaving Perkins, picked up somebody's breakfast, and I remembered something that I thought about earlier this weekend about doing, and I just did it here for the first time. The guy at the counter there, I was talking to him, and Perkins does have a Doordash and a Grubhub signage on their front door. We deliver with Doordash, we deliver with Grubhub. And I said, hey, I'm with Doordash. I just started, about a month or so into it. A lot of guys say multi-app, do them all. Uber Eats, Grubhub, what's the other one? DoorDash, of course. But anyway, he kind of shook his head. He goes, who you with? And I said, DoorDash. And he said, stick with that one. He says, Uber Eats, I get maybe one order a day. And he said, Grubhub, he said, those guys, he said, now maybe they're just short on help, I don't know, but he goes, for example, and he pointed over to the little cubby where the delivery orders are placed. Mine hadn't been made yet, so I was waiting for it. And he said, that one over there, Grubhub, it's been there an hour. And he said, if I was you, he goes, I won't recommend Grubhub, I won't recommend Uber Eats, he says. I said, well, I picked a good one then to start with, the DoorDash. And he goes, yep, he goes, you guys are here all the time, constantly. And he said, gave me my order. He said, all right, we'll see you back soon. All right, so that's good to know. Because I did initially sign up for Grubhub, just jumped through the first few hoops, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a little intelligence gathering before I go any further. And I'll have to ask a couple more of my regular places like Panera Bread and McDonald's and see if anybody comes there as much as DoorDash does. And to further that, just a few minutes ago, when I was making my coffee, I said I was at Hy-Vee, and it is about 9:15 right now, 9:15, and I was thinking to myself, well, if I don't get anything here real quick, because remember, this next dash ends at 9:30, so that'll be about the time within reason that I make this next delivery, because it is all the way on West 8. Well, that's where that Hy-Vee is that I like to deliver from, so hopefully I'll be able to re-up for another hour or two and get some grocery runs. 9:35, just leaving McDonald's. My time expired right at that last delivery. That Perkins that I was talking about, that was a good one, man. I tell you what, 9:75. That was my only delivery during that 45-minute period. Anyway, this had happened on the last time when my dash was scheduled in, and it popped up and showed me the total amount, and then bang, got another order. So that kind of overruled my ending dash time. That was good to know. And the same thing, that just happened here right now. And I'm heading out to a repeat customer. And, I'm getting some really good orders today. And this goes back to that Top Dasher program. And I've heard some people in comments on other YouTube videos about door dashing that Top Dasher ain't what it's cracked up to be, yada, yada, yada. And, they're bitching and moaning about getting low mileage, low pay, low dollar per mile ratio pay. And I thought to myself, you know what? But here's the thing you're not thinking of. That order might have been a coin flip between you and another dasher, but you were given the first offer to decline it or take it, So anyway, I'm not sure how that all works, but that would make sense. You're going to get some, quote, low ball offers every now and then. and I've watched a couple more videos here over the weekend, and I'm gonna soon have an opinion piece on what video channels you should watch and which ones you should not watch. Alright, just made that delivery, and as you see, we're done. That was 8:30. It's actually, the dash was to end at 9:30. It's actually 9:40. 1450 for 0 hours. That's pretty goddamn good. Done. Return to dash. I've been here before. Done. End dash. Done. Schedule. No, but I'm just outside the area you can see there, so we'll roll back in Ames. It is cool gray, but I'll get over to my Hy-Vee. You know, it's very busy over in Boone, but I'm not going there. So I'll get over back to my Hy-Vee, that's about in the center of the screen, and we'll go from there. So I went back to Hy-Vee, sat for a few minutes, no orders came in. Ames was cool gray. Decided to drive through town, through Lincoln Way, to see if anything popped up. I was thinking to myself, you know what, I'm going to cut my losses, go ahead and go home, get a few things done. And as I was driving through town, I thought, you know, I've tried to do scheduling before and it didn't work. It kept saying that I wasn't logged in. So I set a schedule for 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I'm going to do the dinner rush, if you will. So we'll see if, number one, it schedules me and allows me to run once I get into town, and we'll see how the dinner rush goes. By the way, I'm at 198. I need 2 more customers to hit that 200 lifetime deliveries. We'll see you a little bit later here. Alright, as you can see, it's about 3 o'clock. Been having some issues with my modem, specifically with the Wi-Fi. The modem was working fine, but the Wi-Fi was dropping in and out. Called tech support, they tickled it from their end. It worked for a day or two, then it quit working. So I came over here to Ames, figured this is a great time to come over and get a new modem, and I thought, okay, remember I had it scheduled for 4:30 to 6:30 on Doordash. I've been getting notifications all day long. Hey, it's busy in Ames now, so maybe if I just waited a half hour, 45 minutes, I would have been okay. But anyway, that's no big deal. So let's get to the Dash app. Alright, we're going to change that. We're going to delete it. We're going to delete it. Dash now. Dash until 4 p.m. Well, let's do this. Hang on a second. Let's schedule from 3 to 4. It's almost 3. Let's go from 3. Okay, it won't let me do anything more than 4 o'clock. So we're going to test the 3 to 4, create. I'm signed up for the Dash. Okay, so we literally have just 2 minutes. You've scheduled to start your stealth dashing soon. We've seen that before. Close. Open. Okay, you're scheduled to dash in Ames, Iowa between 3 and 4. And as you can possibly see, that is literally 2 minutes from here. So I'm going to stop the video. We'll come back and see what happens in 2 minutes if I am active. Alright, here we go. Probably in about 10 or 15 seconds. I have done this once before, many weeks ago, several weeks ago when I was brand new, and I think what would happen, I think what it should do is go to the looking for orders page. I'm not sure if I have to push dash now. I would think that you're scheduled to dash in Ames between 3 and 4 would disappear. There, we just went to 3 o'clock. Dash now. Looking, okay, it worked. It worked. Hot damn. Yeah, this will be real interesting because usually I'm stopping my work dashes right about now, 3 to 3:30, so this will be very interesting to see what happens. Hopefully at 4 when I end my dash I can go for at least another hour. Let's see, I went 3 hours this morning. I'd like to get in 2 hours. If I can go to 6, I'll probably go to 6. And then really totally see what the early dinner hour does. Alright, that was real interesting. Got an offer right off the bat. $5.60 for a 5-mile job.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto South Elf Avenue.
I'm going to a PetSmart and picking up 1 item. So I'm assuming this is going to be a red card where I have to pay for it, but 1 item, probably some cat food or doggy treats or something like that, and then delivered it. Okay, so this is first to a pet store. This car that'll pass in front of us right here right there. That guy's from LA. His mom just moved out here. He helped move her out here. He's been door dashing for, he said, 2 years out in LA, makes $30 to $40 an hour, but you know, that's comparable to my 15 to 20 here. But anyway, it was not a red card, it was just
right onto South 16th Street.
It was not a red card, it was just a pickup at the front counter there. Looks like medicine or something like that.
Continue on South 16th Street for 1 mile.
And so anyway, he's been doing it for 2 years, says he loves it. And so I was just kind of talking about, I said, before I found out he was from LA, I said, you know, Grubhub got a presence out here as far as you know, here in central Iowa? And he goes, I don't know, I just got here. But anyway, okay. All right, so we'll have to deliver this doggy medication. There's 13. All right, there it is. I believe this is order 200. As we all saw, it was just one item. I wonder if I'm delivering flowers. Did I order flowers for myself? No, I did not. Yep, it's a plant. It is a plant. That's what I figured. Whenever you see one item, it's probably flowers or a plant or something like that. So anyway, 200th delivery right here. Hubba hubba.
Your destination is on the left.
The only instructions added by the customer is to hand them the order.
Well, I'm 58 and semi-retired. Well, the 200th delivery is done. It wasn't exactly smooth. Nobody home, and I had to hand it off directly to the customer. Banged on the door, nobody was there. Called, went immediately to voicemail. So I sent a text message. I clicked can't hand the customer to see what would happen there. I've never done that before. And long story short, if you can't get a hold of me, you have to take it back to the merchant. So anyway, I texted her, and she called back then and said, that was probably something my husband initiated. Is there a silver truck there? And I said no. And she goes, I don't have a car, I can't get there. She goes, let me call. She says, let me call in there. So I'm standing there. A couple minutes later, I see this lady walking down the opposite side of the street sidewalk and was walking up to the garage door. And I said, hey, excuse me, do you happen to know these people over here? And she goes, well, I know these people. And I said, well, I'm with Doordash, I got a situation here. And she goes, that's funny. My neighbor just called me and told me to open up the garage door for a grocery run. And I said, well, I've got a package over here, flowers. Nobody's home. Turns out the hubby, or whoever ordered the flowers, the plant, fat fingered it. The address that was on my delivery was 5414. Directly across the street was 5415. Guess where I should have been? Yep, right across the street. So I'm so glad I yelled out to that lady when I saw her across the street, thinking, hey, they got to be neighbors, they got to know each other. You know, I'm supposed to return it to the merchant, but shit, I'd hand it off to a neighbor in that neighborhood. But anyway, that was pretty funny how that all worked out. So the 200th was not without a little drama, but we got her under the belt. So it's just a little bit before 4 p.m. I get a couple more orders, and then my scheduled dash was to end at 4:30, at which time I was able to re-up and reschedule to 6:30. The dinner rush had quite a few double and stacked orders, a little bit more than I've seen before. One of them was pretty cool. I was running up to a burger and shake place that right in Campus Town there, and just as I pulled up there, it had another order from the exact same place, literally almost next door. That was pretty cool. But then I got some stacked orders where I had to go to 2 different locations, 2 different merchants, and one of them turned into a complete fucking clusterfuck. The thing was the 2 individual deliveries from 2 different merchants literally went to the same apartment complex. So I went to the first merchant, picked up the order, went to the second merchant, kind of a seedy little bar in the heart of Campus Town.
Your destination is on the right.
They had given out the order to another DoorDasher, so my order wasn't there. The server girl, you know, apologized profusely, said it's going to be about 15 minutes. So at that point in time, I decided to run and do the other order. and then come back and get it. I just didn't want that first customer to feel like they were being left out and waiting too long for their order. And I'm sorry I didn't get a screenshot of it, but I'm at the bar, and I've heard before on other YouTube videos where they say that you can determine where you go. So far, I've seen that Doordash actually maps it out for you, and for the most part, it seems to work pretty good. But they had indicated before that you could, do it the way you wanted, and I've never been able to figure that out. Well, I'm on the order pickup. I have already said that I'm at the store. I'm at the bar, and I have clicked I am at the bar. I have not clicked confirmed pickup order yet. So I back out of that, and then I get to the main page, if you will, on the app. In the upper right hand corner is the 3 horizontal bar menu icon. I clicked on that. It showed me everything that was involved with this current stacked order. Well, I saw the first customer's name and address there. Remember, I'd already picked that order up. I clicked on that and it said, do you want this to be the current task? Hell yeah. So I clicked it, and then it wanted me to go to that customer, which I did, dropped off the order. Then once that was completed, it automatically brought me back to where I was in the app. And at that time in the app, remember, I was at the bar. I was at the location. So I just ran right back to the bar. They had the order ready. I clicked confirm pickup and then made that delivery right back to the same damn apartment complex I was 8.5 minutes ago. So as you can see with the dash cam clock, it's 18:50, 6:50, 20 minutes past my scheduled end dash time. I decided to call it a day there. It was a decent day after all between the 2 dash segments, $110 that I brought in. Those 2 deliveries here with that clusterfuck with the bar did affect my on-time delivery category. I am down to 98%, but I'll get it back. I'll have to do a little more experimentation with this dinner rush and see how much these stacked and doubled orders affect this time frame. End of the day at 209 customers. And some clarification here. You have to have 100 deliveries in the prior month to become a top dasher. Now, we're about halfway through September when I just attained 200, so I was thinking maybe, yeah, we'll find out. Does September count for my 100 that you must have a month, or will that start in October since I just gained my 200 customers here today? So we'll find out how that all works out. One last quick note, when I was at Freddy's Shake Shop there with picking up the burgers, in Campus Town, met a lady there that was working for Eat Street. She hates them. I guess they get paid an hourly or job wage, and I guess taxes are withheld. I'm not sure on that. But anyway, chatting with her, she hated it. I told her I was with Doordash, and she said, hey, would you please call me? I got her number. She's got my number. Older lady, semi-retired like myself. She says the app's a piece of shit, yada, yada, yada. She goes, I think I need to go over to Doordash. And I said, yes, you do. So I got her number, and I sent her the playlist to my Doordash videos here. Haven't heard back from her, but, anyway. So, like I said, it sounds like Doordash is the one I'm going to stick with. I am not going to multi-app at this time. Doordash is the way to go, at least in my market. All right, guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and hope to see you next time.